Hello, hello, hello. Just woke up about an hour ago. I'm off today. Which is pretty good actually. So I'm working tomorrow I'm working my 10 to 6, two 10 to 6s, and then I'm off again. So I'm off on my payday, which is really nice. Um yeah. Feels pretty good actually. Oh shit. Um I'm probably going to. Well, I'm definitely going to exercise today. I gotta figure out what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do my legs. I do some leg presses and stuff like that. And that's what I'm probably going to do. How exciting. Still not understanding why. That's weird. Well, anywho. I am. Let's just start off with what happened at work in the last couple days. Well, last 2 days. I was working overnight with a manager lady, one of the girls, and that gay guy I was talking about. Yeah, definitely some type of experience because this uh, all night was going pretty good. We were doing quite well in that, and I would say probably right around about 2:30 in that we noticed that the water pressure was going down and that we're starting to not have water because one of the, I guess, water main break happened down the street where we're at, so we pretty much ran out of water for most part. And basically, what happened was the gay guy, his name's Daniel, was in the drive-through, and I don't know if I mentioned it before, but he has a little bit of a tendency to believe he's right, or believe that he's a manager, or believe he has a higher leadership role than what he does. Anyway, he was he was telling the customers that we don't have water, and he was trying to still sell things, as in like, well, if we can't provide certain things for people, especially like drinks or stuff like that, we have to shut down for that time period until we figure out what's going on. And one of the employees, her name's Kimmy, I was on the other side of the grill. I was on the second side of the grill, so it's farthest away from drive-through. And she was like in the lane in front where you have the cash registers and that goes towards the drive-through. And she was telling him like, hey, you can't be telling people that stuff because they don't need. It's like you're scaring them because then they freak out because I want my order and that. So he's like, if you want to say something, say something. As of right now, we don't know what's going on, but we'll pretty much stop taking orders until we figure out what the situation is. So as of right now, we're temporarily closed. And if we figure it out, if we're going to be closed all the way or not, Daniel freaks out, as in like he has like a panic attack kind of thing. Like he just instantly just gets angry and he starts assuming people are yelling at him. Man, I know what it is. He's, some people don't take authority too well. It's not even authority. They think it's authority. They think that someone is, basically saying, he assumes he's right because he's like, the customers come first and I'm going to tell them exactly what's going on. And it's not that you can't tell them what's going on, but you can't tell them in a certain way because there's protocols. Everyone has protocols with stuff. And he potentially was freaking out, as in like he kept on like saying, stop yelling at me, like his childhood memories where his parents were yelling at him. And he, like, the dude's 40 something years old. I know age doesn't matter, it matters the mentality of yourself. And the more that he started doing it, he kept repeating it over and over again. And he was getting mad. Like, he was getting furiously mad over over both of us telling him, like, hey, listen, we got to call our GM. Let's figure out what's going on. Have her be the one to say what we need to say because this is her store. We're only working underneath her store. So she's got to be the one that tells us, like, hey, we're temporarily closed as of right now until we figure out what's going on. So, and then he gets very aggressive wordly. He talks very aggressive, so I was getting defensive. I was waiting for him to do something so I can, act and be able to settle the situation without harming him too much, more or less, having him harm someone else. I mean, he was, how people go and they just instantly explode. It happens where they're neurologically just wanting to just speak their mind 100%, which is basically what happens when you get angry. You speak your mind. And it kind of happened with me, but as it went on that, he was about to drive through that. I told Kimmy, like, don't even talk to him. She ended up walking away, like, backing up in that, and he freaked out. And the manager at the time was on the phone with the GM talking, and she was hearing all this screaming and that. So she heard everything that was going on. She was hearing me and her, as in Kimmy, talking to him, trying to say, hey, I hate when people think that when we say calm down, they like, I don't need to calm down. Yeah, you need to calm down. You need to think logically. You need to think, not just instinctually, throw out words. You can do that to a certain point. If your opinion is not getting across, you could be like, hey, listen to me. I might know something. But a lot of people intentionally don't want you to know their damn opinion, and but when they do, they outburst. That's how our emotions work. Sometimes it's pent up emotions, and when someone tells you something, you're just like, shut up, bitch, don't tell me what to do. And that's basically what he did. He's like, you don't need to shut up. You don't need to tell me what to do. I'm like, okay, dude, you're getting a bit aggressive. You doing that ain't gonna help the matter. You getting your ass beat by me because you're being a dick, it's not going to do anything, even though I won't literally punch him. I just put him in a chokehold and I just pretty much tell him to chillax. Or I put him in a chokehold and I push him out the fucking damn door. Or I make him pass out. And whatever else. People understand you can't be like that. You can't just start exploding. That's how people get hurt. Now, if you didn't have a headset, or if you had a spatula and you like just start like throwing it at people, then obviously it didn't happen like that. This person's not that kind of aggressive person. He's more of a dramatic aggressive, which can be kind of bad, but not as bad as physical. Especially not as bad as like bullying, my camera goes out. I'm still trying to figure out why it goes out, but it goes out. It glitches up quite a bit, and it's terrifyingly fucking annoying. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why it does it. And, like, it just felt like, why it'd be like that? But anyway, as it continued, that he walked outside, he started like sucking down a cigarette like he was the thirstiest person in the world. And he was sitting there like panicking, like he's looking back and forth, smoking a cigarette. He's like going, you know, his head's bobbing out. He's walking. He's freaking the fuck out still. And as soon as I came outside that with Kimmy, we're telling people that we were closed, and he was doing the same thing too. And all of a sudden, he talked about it again. He's like, you guys don't need to yell at me. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, we weren't yelling at you. Yeah, you guys were. And I'm like, listen here. And this is when I started to get kind of aggressive. I'm like, don't doubt what I say because I'm there. Don't ever doubt what I say. Okay? No one's yelling at you. Don't keep on just, you know, that's basically what I said. But in my mind, as I'm thinking right now, like, how stupid it is to sit there and explode like that and then thinking people are not going to think about it. Obviously, this dude's he's going to get fired. He's been exploding. He's a good worker. But you can't have someone that explodes like that. And I know what he's going through because I used to be like that. And how you grow up from that is to listen, think, and stop thinking people are judging you because they're telling you an answer to a thing or to a problem that you're doing. Not saying that it was a full problem that he was doing. He was doing it. He was doing what he was supposed to do, but he wasn't saying the right things. He was saying it in a way that, you know, that he wasn't supposed to say. You know, it's instead of just sitting there and like, oh, okay, I'll just say that. It would have fixed the whole damn problem. Nothing would have happened. We would have went on our merry day. We would have cleaned up everything. Things would have been done. Spontaneous explosions like that is ridiculous. Oh, you definitely need to get a life, man. I don't know how you... I don't know why you guys even exist. But anyway, it's just ridiculous. Just like this person right here. And what's the necessary of this? Do people really think they have authority over everybody? Just because they go into these cults or go into these like beliefs, they think that they're higher up. You're not higher up than anybody. Especially if you're in that belief, there's always going to be someone, you know, higher up than you. There's no way intentionally to be so dramatic. Especially going on people's streams and saying ridiculous notions like these. There's no need for that. Why would you even do that? That is the most mentally fucked up thing that these people love to do. And the funny thing is, YouTube's letting these people do it. Look at that shit. He should be banned. Don't you just love that? You could see how fucked up our society is when you got good, honest people like me that are just talking about their lives and maybe mention a couple things that might be political or something like that. And you get crazy psychopaths on here that say some ridiculous shit because they feel higher up. You eat, sleep, and shit like everybody else. There's no reason for you to think anything above anything. It's pointless. But anyway, as it went on in that, you know, we came back inside. He came back inside, pulling dramatics. He was saying, well, I'm going to clock out. I'm like, okay, leave. See you later. And then I was talking to him like, hey. And like, Camille was telling us, like, I wasn't yelling at you trying to explain to him. And he did it again. He's spontaneous, just had to fucking keep doing it. And I was telling him, like, you know what, dude? Is it better if you just leave and just calm down and just go? Clock out and go? Keep on saying the same thing is not going to help the matter. And he kept on saying that, and then he's kept on talking about it. Like, you're a fucking psychopath. Literally. Psycho. I understand if you get upset, you go outside, you calm down. Or you retaliate a little bit. But for like 20 fucking minutes? Literally, it was like 20 to 25 minutes. Customers can hear him. He didn't care about anybody hearing him. A manager heard him. 2 employees heard him. A GM heard him. Thinking people should fucking care about what he says. How would you diffuse the situation? You can't. When people go through crazy notions like that, you can't defuse the situation at all. And that's what the problem is with these people. And like, it is these people. It's the people that have this mentality. They go fucking crazy. They just freak the fuck out. And I can agree with getting slightly upset. Of course. There we go. Remove all this shit. Fucking hell, dude. Of course I go for remove anything. Oh, it was deleted. Whatever. And like, it's ridiculous. Like, people need to start loving instead of fucking hating so fucking damn much. And it gets to the point where you get annoyed over certain actions that happen. What I'm trying to do is try to report this pathological, crazy person for saying such douchebaggery shit on my channel just because they're fucking psychopaths. But this is why people have to stick together. This is why we have to learn. If you're able to learn and able to accept your fault, grow. Because then people that have these intentions can eventually grow too. Instead of just being plateaued their whole entire life. And when you don't admit things are not your fault, you lose a lot of stuff. I mean, this dude lives on his own. He eats like shit. Says he eats canned soup and shit. He has a YouTube page. And he makes money off YouTube by doing, videos and that on older games and that. So I guess he does like lure or does, like documentary type style stuff, I'm assuming. And it's pretty sad that the reason why people don't like him is because of him. He goes from job to job to job. He wants to be welcome, but he doesn't understand that you have to not react to these things. You have to listen to people. People like honesty. People don't like liars. People hate fucking liars. Like at work, for instance, me. I tell the truth about almost everything. I don't need to lie about anything. I'm not scared of who I am. I'll talk about things about my own personal life and how dramatic it might be sometimes, but I still tell it. I tell it in a way that it sounds truthful. Why should I have to deny anything? Number one, I'm not scared. Number two, there's no reason to lie about stuff that has actually happened in your life. I mean, little things in life I can understand, like something that you don't want to talk about because you might think it's, inappropriate at the time, depending on who you're talking to. But most times it's very little things. Like, for instance, I'll call out people for certain things. A lot of times I ignore aggression unless it comes to that point where it's just like, you're getting to that point that that I'll have to be aggressive back some way or another. If it's vocal or, giving that evil look in my eye and that, or actually getting physical with this person or with whoever else. It should never be like that. There's no reason for it to be like that. And it sucks that people don't notice it, so to speak. Like, after all this, he clocked out and that. We did our cleaning and whatever not. And I ended up staying. I got home around, I was supposed to leave at 3. I got home around 5. I had to walk. Well, I didn't walk home. Well, I walked home, but I didn't walk as far home. My manager took me to the gas station where I live at, and I ended up buying something going home. And really, really, people. Oh, you guys need to get a life. Then again, you don't care. That's why you're doing it anyway. Oh, it's so hilarious. So hilarious. Yeah, funny thing is, it ain't popping up on my YouTube. So, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, after I woke up and that, fast forward, it was around about 2:30, and my manager called me. I ended up going to work about an hour early, and he was telling me what was going on. He said that Danny ended up coming to work, and he ended up talking to my other manager, which his name is Jay, and he was telling him all this ridiculous shit, like a manipulator does, saying, oh, they were all yelling at me and all that stuff and that. And he's like, he didn't sleep at all. He's like, I have a headache and that, migraine, all this bullshit. And he had an anxiety attack, which is basically what I think he probably had anyway. He was freaking the fuck out. He just couldn't do anything about it because he takes medicine that for stuff and he freaks out. And it got to the point where I was just sitting there. Jay was telling me this stuff, and he was just laughing. He said all this stuff, and he was like, "Oh my god, I got a migraine. I couldn't sleep. They were all yelling at me." And he was looking at him like, You know how when someone lies to you about something, you just kind of like, okay, yeah, okay. You intentionally just agree with them, but you're really just ignoring them because you know it's a lie. So when he tells you about that, no one was screaming at him. The dude was literally screaming at us. We were trying to tell him, to basically chill out and just stop being a bitch, basically, or being a baby. And Well, he freaked out. So he said all these lies that most people say. Not only people repeat the same fucking lie. This dude Daniel always says, and the only reason why I'm talking about him because it's the flat out truth, and I'm trying to explain what a person does compared to what they think that they did wrong. Now, I'm not gonna say I dislike this person. I don't like that he acts like that or that he does things like that because it's spontaneous. No one likes that stuff. I don't care if he's talking about stuff and he fibs or he talks in a way that he makes himself look good. By all means, do what the fuck you want to do. That's your life. And despite the fact that he might be one of my subscribers, like I said, he's not a bad person. He just has issues, and he shouldn't be verbally getting abusive with others just because people tell him what to do. You're gonna lose your job over it, man. You're gonna hurt yourself even more, and everyone else around you is gonna assume that you're crazy, that you have some type of problem that's hard for you to handle. So people don't want to understand it, and they don't want to get close to you because of that issue. And how sad it might seem to be, it still was the person's fault. It's always your choice to do these things. It's always your choice to react to these things. It's always your choice to think before you talk. Excuses are literally what they are. A way to get out of something without you making, well, pretty much you manipulating the situation to think it wasn't your fault. Thinking that you weren't the one that did it. In technical terms, you weren't really the one that did something bad. You just didn't do it in the right way. Like 50% of it wasn't right. As in, how you said things wasn't right. Not nearly what you said. I mean, it was correct, yeah. But you didn't have, this person didn't have to go to the extent to be like this. And that's the moral of the story. When you get caught up with people that have these sort of sporadic anger attacks, and honestly, they can be dangerous. And that's why, they need to think and, definitely stop thinking that people are hating on them. No. People that hate on you because of that, because you have an issue, they shouldn't hate you. Doesn't mean they can't dislike it because it could harm them. See, that's what's happening. You're emotionally harming someone else with the actions that you're doing. So they could dislike it all the fuck they want. They could say, I don't like it because you're a moron. You should be talking like that towards me or whatever it might be. So you get a change of pace. Change comes with doing something slightly different than what you did before. So if you got angry for 30 seconds, try not to get angry for 29 seconds. Try not to get angry for 28 seconds. Tip it down until your brain really starts to realize what it needs to do. That's what adaptability is. We adapt to things that we do. So here's why we exercise and we do the things we need to do to get bigger. Guess what happens? We get bigger. We get stronger physically. Same thing with mentally. Your brain wants to get stronger. I've been like this. I don't take no fucking meds. I don't take any of that garbage shit that these retards, as in some of these doctors, pump down our fucking throats to basically paralyze us to grow without their medicine. Medicines don't do anything. They postpone what should be happening. Knowledge makes you a better person, makes you more mental, makes you more physical, for instance, because you know more. And it's ridiculous. Because the next day, or actually, yeah, it was the same day when I was talking. We're going back to the story, and this one girl, Mackenzie. I have to say, I have an attraction to her. You know, she's a very pretty girl in that. She's very beautiful. She's very sexy in that. And like, I can tell you she has problems. She has, cut marks all over her wrist and that, like all over her like forearm and that. And we talked in that, and she says, I have depression in that. I'm like, okay. Say my psychiatrist wants me to go back on medicine. Like, meds are not going to fix the problem. And I told her, did they fix it the first time? And she kind of gave me a blank look, like, no, they didn't do anything. Doctors want you on drugs so they can get fucking paid. That's fucking it. If it says it helps you, yes, that's going to help you, but it's not going to cure you. It's not going to get rid of it. Your body does it. You do it yourself. This is what I hate about fucking medication. Unless it's life-threatening and you have to have it, fine. But our bodies are meant to go through harm. Our bodies are meant to go through pain and heal. That's why we fucking heal. If we didn't heal, everything would be done for us. We pop pills every day to maintain our healing. No, our body does it for us. That's why we eat healthy. That's why we take our vitamins, because our bodies need it to recover, mentally and physically. So when people go through these notions and then they freak the fuck out, if it's a genetic trace, then I understand. Like, I have a skin disorder. It's based upon my genetics, evidently. So for me, can I counteract it in a way? Yeah, if I don't eat stuff that inflames my body, I don't get inflamed. That's basically what this red tone is. It's an inflammant. So there's little things you could do to bypass it, but mentally, our brains are the most wonderful thing in the period. And just like I said before, and I'll keep saying again, I've been down the road of despair. Or say, I walked the shadow of shame or whatever it might be, and I found my light. I found my way. And it was hard. It was very hard. It's very hard to go through going down to the bare fucking bottom, what I call dig your hole to hell and then crawl back out of it. It's a learning point in your life that you have to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Push your mental capabilities. Push your body. Push your emotions. Try to gain more knowledge. Try to be the person you want to be. The choices matter so much. And some people may not have a lot of choices, but they still have choices to make. They still can grow, even if someone is sitting there saying don't do certain things. They can never control what you think of. Never, because that is up for you. You can think about things and no one will ever know, because humans aren't that intelligent enough to fucking read minds. We're fucking morons. So you can think about whatever you want to think. That's it. You can record yourself and listen to yourself in a later time to give you inspiration. Little things like that can happen. Just like I talk to myself, I repeat myself, I talk about scenarios. People think it's psychotic. No, it's not psychotic. How would it be psychotic? It's thinking out loud. You're performing it through your ears to understand it. That's basically it. So, moral of the story is, don't give up. Keep on pushing, because as soon as you give up, as soon as you lose the will to live, you will get depressed and want to commit suicide. That is how it always goes down. That is the path that people do take because they don't find a way to push out of whatever they're going through. And it's very sad. But it's just how it is. The will to live is what it states. The will to live. To keep on going. I mean, sometimes I think about it. I'm still getting over it. I'm not 100% over it. Every once in a while it comes to my mind that, but see, I'm starting to have purpose. And this purpose is to help as many people out before I go. Help as many people out to gain knowledge, to be the better person. And it's not telling you what to do, it's giving you a guidance post. So a guidance post is basically set up a set of rules or regulations to keep you in a balanced state. Because everything's about being balanced in between the goods and the evil. Everyone's good. Everyone's evil might be slightly different. But just like most of the things that we don't do, like we don't like to murder, we don't like to, we really don't like to harm people at all. Even if we accidentally do because of an outburst of emotional, we still regret it. We always will regret it. Because that's how life is. We regret almost everything we do if it's bad or hurts someone else, or if it even hurts you, because you might say feel bad, which is a thing people should not be using. Feeling bad for someone is saying that you just don't like yourself. Oh, I feel bad for that person. And I'll ask why. And they'll say, well, they lost their job. I'm like, that was on them. They lost their job. I can understand bullshit happens, but that's the structure of life. Just like the way I talk at work sometimes, I only talk like that towards certain people. I like to have more of a perverted spin on my words in that. So people that are more comfortable with me, I'll talk about certain things. And now it's very tiny bit. It's not about anybody. It's just more or less a spin on things. Make it a little more funnier. Talk about, butt cheeks or, ball sacks or anything like that. But not pinpoint it towards someone else. And if I do, I'll say it in a specific way where it's not so harmful. It's more of a universal thing. Like the other day, all the girls are getting all excited about this guy at a drive-thru. He had a hat on. I'm like, most people that wear hats, I don't know, they just look like douchebags to me. And that's when they're like going out, like they have like a whole stack of hats at home that like to wear. Then what are you covering up? Cover up yourself? Or you pretend to be someone that you're not? Okay, maybe not that. Sometimes like that. So I was telling the girls, and I'm like, you girls are really horny today, and that you're looking at this guy and get all excited, and that it's like, you girls need to get some dick, and they all start like laughing and that. That sort of thing. I respond to the things that happen around me. Some people could take offense to it, but then other people, just come out, like this one girl I work with, her name's Ashlyn. She literally came out and saying, oh yeah, I was basically saying that she's a free roam person. She's in a relationship, but she's like the Romans are free. They want to bang someone, they bang them if they're willing to accept it. And she was talking about that, and she was really talking about these things that I never really heard too much before, but I enjoyed it because it was who she was. She wasn't trying to hide it. She was trying to explain who she was, and it was kind of nice. So she talked about it for a little bit and that, and I agreed with her. It's like, yeah, there's people that have open marriages that tend to like to bang other people. And if their partner's okay with it, as long as they understand what the relationship is about, they understand that they love each other, but sexual needs can be different. Not a lot of people are like that. A lot of people potentially don't want that. They want to be about their relationship, and they think having sex with someone else is going to break it. Well, sex itself is not the problem. It's the feelings you put behind the sex. That is what breaks apart relationships. That's what always does. It's the feelings, the emotions are what break it. So when someone cheats on you or claims they do someone else, and they say, well, she didn't mean nothing to me. She didn't mean nothing to me at all. She was just a person that I wanted to bang, you know. I banged her, so that was it. And if there's no emotional attachment, then it shouldn't necessarily ruin anything. But if you're a woman, if you did tell her about it and you explain truthfully, she might have skeletons in the closet she never said anything about. She might cheat on you with your brother and never, ever, ever said anything. Then it becomes a problem. Then it becomes, well, if you're not telling me the truth about this, then you don't love me. Love is about trusting each other. That's it. It's about trust. It's about communication. It's about actually being emotionally attached. That is a problem with a lot of people. At least a lot of people that have that problem. These problems can be a very, a list of why they do it. Or a list of things, what they think about, about love and that, and about how they think what love is. Some people think love is, security, that a man, pays for a woman's stuff. And they think that that woman should do anything possible to keep them going because they're like, well, I pay for you. That's a fucking prostitute, okay? When men do this thing and they like, I'm going to pay for all your stuff and that, but you got to do everything that I say. No. Never. Act of your choice. This is what I hate when I see stay-at-home moms. Well, I have a bunch of kids in that. You're the one that's having the kids. You're the one that doesn't do other things to get your man off. You're the one that gets busted in. It's always these people are fresh out of high school. They get pregnant with some person because they don't know anything and they just pretend that they're mature because they have kids. You get kids because it just happened. And then everyone says, well, I love my children. You can love your children. Obviously you're going to. But it doesn't mean you're going to like the guy that you have a child with. Oh my god. Woo. This connection issue. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, it was very, it's just, she's in a state of denial. She's a very beautiful, tremendously sexy woman. Very, very attractive looking. Really nice body in that she has a strong, will with her. But I talked to her about these little things and that, and she's opening up a little. Dude, fuck this camera. Why does it keep doing this connection failure bullshit? I barely ever moved the damn thing. The cord should not be that messed up. What a piece of shit. Oh my god. Oh. But anywho, she was telling me a little bit about her boyfriend or her husband. And we talked about that, and one of the things she said this. She's like, I don't know where it came out of. It came out of nowhere, and she was saying, well, he worries about me a lot, which means he cares about me, based on what she's saying that. And like the situation is like he's always afraid I'm gonna get kidnapped or get killed in that. I'm like, I said, that's paranoia. If you think that's caring, you gotta screw loose a little bit. That's not caring, that's paranoia. And that's very negative paranoia. He might be a psychopath. I mean, no one should be thinking that shit about their wife. What the fuck? Are you serious? And I asked her, I'm like, why would you marry a guy like that? And she never said nothing. She actually got quiet, like she was thinking, like, why would you marry a guy that's paranoid? Paranoia is very bad. It means their thoughts are very fucking negative half the time. And they're thinking of things that don't actually happen, and they keep on pushing this narrative. It's like, I wonder how it is at home if you don't answer his phone call and he texts you like, where are you at, baby? Why don't you answer my phone call? Are you there? Are you dead? Well, why'd you ask if she was dead if the text message wouldn't even get to her, you moron? But you better get those divorce papers ready, because this dude's got some fucking issues. Stop. Women, stop dating guys that you feel bad for. Stop it. Date guys you feel good for. Date guys that have a fucking brain, that like to be not a fucking kid all the time, like to listen, like to learn, like to be respectful. And they love themselves. I see more enough gorgeous women married to piece fucking of shit fucking guys. And you guys know who the fuck you are. I'm gonna cuss a whole bunch because this is very infuriating to see a guy like me that's a very beautiful man that's been through a lot, that's grown up. You know, took a lot of time and effort out of dating to be who I am now, to be more positive than that. And they're still stuck in this delusional lifestyle to think, well, he's not that bad of a man. He only calls me saying, baby, are you dead already? Are you kidnapped? Did you cheat on me? Then why am I saying this? Because these are the kinds of things that people do that push people away. It takes time. Some people stay in the delusional state until someone shakes them like a baby. Joking. Shakes them up and says, hey, that's an issue. And then other issues start to come up. And then other issues start to come up. And then all of a sudden the person starts explaining stuff to you. And then they start asking the question like, is that a problem? Yeah. He should not be saying those things. It means he doesn't want to lose you because he's scared of losing you. By being scared, he's making up shit that isn't even true. And he's telling you this. Why would I say to my girlfriend or to my wife that doesn't come home in time, I'd be like, oh, you're a little late. What happened? I let her explain it, not sit there and be like, oh my God, did you escape a death scene? Did someone pull out a gun? You got out of the way because you kicked him in the nuts? And like, you watch too much TV, first of all. You watch too much criminal. You watch too much fucking damn news. Please. I'm cringing here how stupid this is. Men, have some fucking nuts. Have some honor in yourself. Have some actual fucking respect for yourself. My God, you're pathetic. And there's so many of them. Holy shit. Oh, it hurts. Have some respect. Love yourself. And stop thinking negative thoughts. Negativity doesn't get you anywhere. Things happen, they happen. It's not an act of your control to constantly worry and thinking that things are going to happen out of nowhere. You know what the funny thing is? This is what makes it really fucked up. I'll tell you a little secret. Because they want it to fucking happen. They want that to happen. That's how bad it is. I've been down this road. I've fucking thought that way. People want that to happen so they can feel bad about something. So they can feel that negativity. It's like a rush for them, which makes you a psychopath. You're crazy, dude. You're crazy. To accept negative emotions and wanting them to happen, why would someone constantly repeat a negative notion? Because they want it to happen. How do I know? I've been through the road. I've been through it. You know what I got out of it? Think positive. Push forward. I need to get a drink of water. Oh man, I'm talking myself to hydration. Holy fuck. Nah, it's probably just drinking all that life. Oh. Boy. But yeah, it's... And this is the whole point of me talking about these things. How to become a more positive person is to just start off thinking positive things. Your brain's adaptable. When you do something, you can push yourself to do more. It's like 1 + 1 is 2. 1 + 2 is 3. That's a category thing. You get yourself higher, 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 and then all of a sudden these thoughts become natural to you. That's how it will always be. Because that's how it should be. It should be a natural response. Because if it's not, then you'll fall back on the negative response. And this negativity normally comes from things you see. You have to be around it, because when you're born, you're fresh knowledge, as in you don't know nothing. So it's something you grew up with that pushed you down that path. Like seeing your parents, for instance, constantly arguing, constantly hating on each other. To a child, it fucks them up. Now, they can ignore it by being exciting, eating their candy, watching Barney and that, and they just don't notice it. But through my experience, as you grow up and you start hearing stuff and that, you start to build up emotions to it. So I went down the ropes. My father's like that. He's very, very negative about things. He's never positive at all about anything. He's always worried about that. He has mass anxiety. And the reason why is because that's how he was raised too. He never broke out of it, even though he's fucking old. So I don't understand how you don't break out of it. But it's very hard. So what you do is you surround yourself with positive people. Or, if you do by yourself like me, you have rules and guidelines you follow to kind of push you through these things. So I made an oath to myself, probably when I was younger than that, I'm assuming. And I said, I want to be heroic. I want to be respectful. I want to honor myself and push myself. Even though I didn't completely follow the rules, but it still was a guideline to bounce me back to make me think I shouldn't be doing this. I want to do something else, do something better. Because I grew up watching animes and that. I grew up watching cartoons and that. I always like to watch heroic animes. I always want to be the hero. I play heroic video games. And the biggest game that I played, and I probably talked about before in the 50 billionth fucking stream I made, Shining Force 2. The first game I ever got attached to as a child. This came out in 1992. It's a Sega game. I played it when I was 4 or 5 years old. And the adaptability of it is that, you start off as a normal, like, rookie swordsman. Of course, it's a strategy RPG. The graphics aren't that good, but it was still a good game. The story was good in that. It was very good mechanics. And one of the things I liked about the game is the leveling up system. Oh, that crazy person? I think I did delete. I think I did remove him. It says I removed him from my thing. Yeah, I know, Tony. I don't know. YouTube is weird. YouTube accepts the weirdest things. Like, that dude should be banned 100%. There's no need. And there was another guy on there, which I don't think you can see because it's not on the chat now. No, it's ridiculous. Some other person came on talking about dicks and shit. I'm like, oh my God. All I have to say is there's some just very vile people out there. But anyway, I don't see him on my chat thing on YouTube, so I can't do nothing about it because I can't see him. I removed all of them. Well, yeah. No, I understand. I understand. Trust me, I get it. These people are trolls. They do this shit on purpose. Yeah, they're all trolls. Don't worry about it. You're always going to have people out there that are going to be like that. Sometimes it's best just to look past ignorant people like that. Because you have to. Not everyone's going to think, bad about things as they should. I'm not call the police. You can't do that over a YouTube thing. Yeah, there's no point. The police won't do nothing anyway with something like that. He wasn't being threatening. He was just saying some ridiculous shit. Yeah. I won't worry about it, man. Oh. Well, anyway, how you doing? How you feeling? Freedom of speech is dangerous. Well, it can be dangerous, but doesn't mean that it's bad. It's all about free will. I mean, it's up for people to take consideration of what they say, honestly. But sometimes it's best just to ignore people. At least that's how I learned to do. I ignore stupid things like that and I laugh at it because to me, it's not important enough to get in a big old fight over it. If that's what they want to do, then they're going to do it no matter what you say. They're going to do it anyway. It's quite sad, actually, but it's whatever. It always depends how bad it is. Like, when I saw it coming up and that, I just let him do it, and then I just reported him for hate speech. So I reported him anyway, so it doesn't matter. That's all you can really do. Yeah, I get like sexual comment stuff on my thing where people will send me over to try to get me to click on sex sites and that. I don't know why I get them on my comments, but evidently I do. Kind of annoying, but you get used to it. So I get some people on here that are pretty annoying, so to speak. They ask really stupid questions. Not really harmful, but if they are harmful, I just ignore them because, well, it doesn't matter what anybody says besides what I say because this is, who I am. But, everyone has their opinions. Oh, man. I wonder if this is going to work. No. Man, I would do that shit. Oh no, I do today. I don't know what I do. I don't know if I want to go back to bed or not. I haven't decided yet. Well, I guess I can go back to storytelling, I guess. Well, anyway, as I was talking to Brittany, and we started talking about these things about her husband and that, she never really defended him. When I was saying he was paranoid, she knows the truth about him. So she never really defended him and said that I was wrong. And especially when I say, why would you marry a guy like that has that negative intentions and the way he talks and that. Once again, pause. Didn't really say anything. Like she already knew it, but she's trying to make it look like that it wasn't. Trying to hide what she already knew and says, well, he's not a bad guy. How much people say that? Not a bad person, but they still have that bad intentions to make you feel bad? God, come on, people. I understand it can be hard out there. You let love get in the way, but it ain't love if the person is not trusting or very negative about that kind of stuff or negative altogether about certain things. Oh. Who you're with matters. It describes you. And that's one of the things I push. Seeing these beautiful, smart women being stuck and not saying that they're stuck and keep on saying, well, he makes so much money, so I could be a stay-at-home mom. I understand people have kids. I get it. I really do. But why do women want that so much? I don't know, a woman's like, well, you have to have money. Because I don't want to do nothing. I want you to support me. My money's still not your money. Even if you're married. By law, yes. But consideration, I don't have to give you shit. Of course, I'm talking in a scenario. You make your own money. You don't rely on someone else's money. Because it's not your money to really do anything with. Even though your partner or loved one or someone that you're married with can say, okay, I'll put the money in and you do whatever you want with it. Just don't spend too much, else we pay bills. I guess that's fine. But it's still... At the end of the day, they still have the act of being controlling. So if they do get upset, they could say, well, I'm going to take your money away because you're being a bitch. Even though I don't think that's the standpoint that it comes to, but the biggest standpoint where it comes to with this sort of situation that's happening with this, beautiful, sexy woman is that he loves her, but he thinks that he's going to lose her, like she's too good for him. Well, yeah, she's like a 10 or 11 in the hot scale, I'm assuming how we, scale things for, good looks and that. She's very beautiful, and countless times guys come in just to see her. I'm one of them. I come in, I work with her. But I know her, I tease her. But I'm making her think, because after that day, she started to act different. Like, she started to understand something. And the other day, not today, but I guess Saturday, she was supposed to work till 1 o'clock. She worked for a little bit. Something happened. She got a phone call from the work phone. So she was talking to someone, and something happened that, I don't know what it was. Someone freaked out or something happened and she had to leave. Like, she left in such a hurry that she still had her hair up in a bun. She literally just put on her coat and said bye and then just left. And I'm like, but what happened? I mean, you can't just... I mean, you can leave, I guess. You do whatever you want to do. It's your life. But, like, it's just weird that you just... I don't know. And, like... And, like, it came down to it, I was just sitting there thinking... And it was, I don't know. I don't know if it had anything to do with what I said to her, but now when you get someone thinking about something, they start to relate to it, and then they start to grow on it, and they start to understand it. And it's not that it's a... It's not that it's a problem, but it could be a problem. And it make you think that you can have something more than what you already have. Because I keep telling her, it's like, I wish I would have met you in high school and that, or whatever it is, even though I wasn't that good of a person in high school. Not like I am now. But I keep saying, it's like, why do you girls get married so young? Why don't you explore your life? Because who knows at 16 years old what they want? They fall in love because they're hormonally charged up. That's why people normally fall in love. They're instinctually going to things. Oh, they go to things that they like instead of being, like, structured, say, like, oh, I like doing things with you, but your personality kind of sucks. Who you are and how you think is a problem. But I don't think people don't care about that as much. Like, if people could be me and look through the way I see things in life, even for like one day, or even for a moment, it wouldn't be the same. I lost a lot to get this way. To control emotions, you lose it. You go blank mind all the time. And sometimes you just don't say nothing at all. Sometimes you're just very awkward. Sometimes you do express yourself in a various way. So it's an act of control. And control is very difficult because you could just switch it off and all of a sudden you're not even feeling a damn thing. And I mean, you still have your structures, which are your rules of engagement, so you're still not going to do anything based upon the rules that you made up for yourself. But, like, that's why I'm doing. Oh, man. Mm. Oh, trying to get my neck to stretch out again. How annoying it is. But yeah, it's like. Yeah, think about what I was saying. I had some electrolyte water and like my head's a little fuzzy right now. I don't know, I get a little brain high where I'm just like overly hydrated, I'm assuming. Not with water necessarily, but with the minerals in that. Oh yeah, about what I lost. I can't say I lost it. It's more or less controlling so much emotions and learning how they work so I can adapt myself to certain situations or certain scenarios. And then learn the knowledge about how to deal with it where I won't be about it. Either accept it how it is or learn from it or do something about it so I don't engage it in a very negative way, so to speak. Like, I'm slowly starting to get back into stuff. Like, I'm playing video games more. But it's not even just doing stuff. I'm trying to engage with these emotions that I had before without all the negativity. So basically, what I'm doing, I'm washing my emotions clean. I'm getting a new thought on the emotions that I have. So instead of being more negative about stuff, I'm putting a more positive twist on it. And how difficult it is to change who you are necessarily, basically, is monsterly difficult. I mean, it's not easy at all. It is hugely hard. Matter of fact, it's so difficult that you want to kill yourself, basically, because it's so much. It's like, like the easiest way of putting it, it's like, smoking and then quitting out of nowhere. That's how hard it is. It's so difficult that, maybe not say that you would have the act of suicide because it's not completely emotional related. It's just withdrawals. So you have like your body goes through these cycles of healing itself, which can be very harmful. It can hurt you a lot, but that's how your body works. It's just like when you heal, when you're about to heal all the way, you get an itchy sensation. It makes you want to scratch it and open up the wound again because that's how your body heals. Now, I don't know completely why it gets scratchy, but evidently it's just a form of nerves reacting to that spot and it wants you to scratch it. Oh man. Oh. I kind of just want to fall asleep again. It's my day off, but I want to make a stream. So as of right now, I'm still getting the structure of my stream. Basically what it is, I just talk about stuff that happens to me, and then I go through it in a scenariostic storytelling way to figure out why things happen. I think it seems kind of fun. I love this stuff a lot. Who doesn't like a good story? And how true it is, it's very highly true. I mean, certain situations, obviously, I'll make fun of certain things and that. But I tend to want to go down that road of just talking about something that happens to me and bringing up a solution to something or scenariolize something else. And then take it from there. And then if it's anything else about what anybody else wants to talk about, be my guest. Talk about a thing that happened to you, and you can, talk about it together, scenariolize together about how we can, make the situation better. So, if anyone has any questions about anything at all, more or less, I'll make streams around certain things. So I won't be overall and talk about things that most people talk about, like relationships, sexual orientation, sex education, emotional education, stuff that I been researching, so-called studying for a while to push myself the way I am, because like I said so many times before, and I keep reminding myself, I went down a dark path. Active suicide was very heavy with me, but I pushed past it, even pretty much on my own. I never really had anyone that knew anything about it. I pushed myself by listening and watching and seeing how everybody else deals with it through animation. Basically animations. Watched a lot of anime. So that, the main character was always positive. They were always, when they did get negative, that they say, I always push through it. It's just another day. So I tried to use those phrases and use the way they act in my own life to push myself. And that's how I got through it. I just kept on telling myself that over and over again. It's just another day. I'm just going to, do little things and just keep pushing forward. Figure it out. Go through the scenarios about what I did wrong and what that person did wrong and try to figure out how to resolve it in my mind. Not necessarily resolve it with the person, because some people you can't resolve shit with. But if I can figure out on my own how to do it, if I see it again, I can learn how to talk to the person. More or less ignore certain things that people say. And stuff like that. And that's what it is. I know that people like to be controlling. I know people like to be right, which is fine. But when you're wrong, that's when you just have to stop and just listen. How much it hurts you, how much it hurts your ego to think that, how much it makes you feel bad because you already feel bad. So you want to feel right? That's okay. You can feel right all you want. But if you're not going to, stop and just listen, you'll end up listening anyway. You end up thinking about it. That's how it normally works. Just because someone reacts to you and they're emotionally heightened doesn't mean their ears don't work. Doesn't mean they don't listen to you even if they're yelling at you. They're still listening to you. That's why they think about it and they calm down. Then they come back to it and, and be apologetic or, say, yeah, I was wrong. I just wasn't thinking straight. And then more or less likely apologize for it. That's the best way to deal with anything. Either do it up front and listen and understand and apologize, or say that you're wrong or just, you know, be a dick about it and then later on be apologetic or admit that you're wrong. Now, if you don't do that, obviously you're going to keep doing the same thing over and over again, and then evidently it's not going to make you any smarter because you'll never know that you're wrong, so you won't really gain any more knowledge. Based upon those type of, scenarios or knowledge wells, whatever you want to call them, certain knowledge you just won't gain because you have to go through it. You could read a book and learn about emotional psychology, or even listen to a teacher, or even going through a couple of years of mental experience. It's a lifetime work. Decades. And some of it's just accepting it. Like, I'm not trying to figure out how something is. I already know. I already went down it. I already did it for myself and, and see it in others. There's a lot of reasons why people get upset. Normally it's because they don't accept them for them, or they don't accept the things that happen to them. They live in denial. They live in the past. That's where most complaining comes from. When I was younger, I did this. Well, you ain't so young anymore. And no, you can't do that. It's like, learn your place in life. Just understand that you're not that person anymore. Move on. Push forward. Not push back or not plateau. People get plateaued, and I see it all the time. They just accept their life and they don't push forward. They don't learn anymore. They watch their life go by doing the same things. If they do learn, it's very tiny bits of learning. Unless they want to. It's like losing weight. Some people can lose a little bit of weight and then they stop and then they, well, I don't want to do that because I like eating candy. I like eating chocolate. You can eat your chocolate. You can. But doesn't mean you have to be fat by eating chocolate. Okay, you just gotta be more active. Energy, it's calories in, calories out. Hear a lot of people say that, and it's true. Now, certain foods you eat burn off more calories. Obviously, proteins and fiber are the two main sources of nutrients, I guess, that help you lose weight very quickly. And I mean very quickly. So if someone did a perfect protein vegetable diet with a little bit of carbs, they will drop weight dramatically. If you're 200 pounds overweight, you'll drop 80, 90 pounds in a matter of a month. But the thing is, you'll start seeing every day you're dropping weight. Because seeing something happen, even with me, I've been dropping weight. Last time I weighed myself, I was at like 217. I haven't been down to 217 in a while. Now, my main goal is trying to get down to 195 and perhaps bulk up. So, what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to bulk up a little bit as and get more muscle so that it makes it easier for me to lose weight. But it's exciting. It's exciting to see the results. It's exciting to see you get a little bit stronger. It's exciting to see you look a little bit more sexier. Despite the fact that I guess I don't have to worry about it. I get hit on so damn much. It's kind of ridiculous. But still, it's still fun. Try it, guys. Yeah. No, I'm just fucking. Yeah. But it's something to look forward to. I know how much people, people are like, oh, you're so attractive. They get obsessed. It's fine to get obsessed with something, but don't make it the only thing you do is to be, oh, that person's on, or oh, they got another picture on Facebook and they look at it and they drool over it. I mean, I've been down that road too. it still comes down to you not loving yourself that much. So you have to look at someone else. And you're like, oh, well, they're so good looking in that. Oh my God, this and that. It's like, just because people are on public internet, basically, and they're showing themselves to the world, does not make them different than you. It doesn't make them different than you at all. They chose to be brave. They chose to show themselves. They go through all the crap. I mean, the messages, some of these messages, not from Tony, evidently, because Tony didn't really say anything. But, like, some of these people are saying these dramatic things, and, like, it's so ignorant. But you ignore it. You know, there's a lot of ignorant people out there. So you ignore it. You can't change someone by attacking them. That's not how it works. You can't. You have to make them want to change. You have to give them advice to say life can get better if you make better choices. And some people might say, well, how can I make better choices? Well, put down rules, put down guidelines. That's pretty much it. So put something down that you'll constantly look at. As adaptability works, when you constantly do something, you become more efficient at it. You adapt yourself to it. Yeah, I'm trying to stretch out my back. Oh, it hurts so bad. No, it's in between my shoulder blade, my upper shoulder blade. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to pull on it to try to release the stress from my middle of my back. Because I've been having a lot of back. Well, it's not a particularly a big issue because it's something that can be fixed, but. And like. I gotta go a little rougher on it. I gotta feel the pain. I gotta push it so the neck can respond to what I'm doing. And then hopefully it'll try to relax. Okay, well that's a little bit better. So I get relaxed a little bit. Okay. But there's always a positive outlook on anything that happens in life. At least what I see. Oh, I'm trying to stretch it out. What I'm doing is I'm actually just tightening up my muscles and then I'm just letting it stretch itself out. Oh, I feel so good. Oh, it's going down now. That's good. Let me do this side. No, this is what I say to a lot of people. People figure out stuff because they do the action. So, like for me, for instance, I feel my body. I feel my body when I have problems and I have to see where the pain's at, and I try to figure out how to get rid of it. Obviously, if it's muscle pain, I use my massager. I massage all over that where that muscle might hurt. As of right now, as always, our body is related to pain. So, like the middle of my back, which is the upper part of my shoulder blade, when I stretch out, it hurts, which it means that it's stretching it. Just like pain, no gain. Well, stretch with no pain is no stretch at all. You have to feel the pain, especially if it is cramped up or something like that. You have to push past that. How much it sucks, it'll feel better after you're done doing it. Because I gotta stretch out my hamstrings and my quad really well because for some reason, my fucking hip is having some tight knee issues. It's probably from all the times that the way I sleep and that. I can feel it right here. Oh my god, that fucking hurts. That really fucking hurts. Found it. Get my little massager. Should I hit that point? Oh my. I love this thing. I have to say, it's worth it. Pain relief is amazing. If you can find how to do it, do it. I was telling this one guy at work, well, my manager Jay at work, and I was just like, do some stretches before you go to bed, because he said his back was hurting him, his butt was hurting him, and then I said, do some hamstring stretches. Do it in the bed. Stuff like that. It'll make you feel better. Do it long enough to where you could start to feel the pain, and all of a sudden, obviously it'll stretch out. The body can maintain itself if we have the knowledge to maintain it. Now, I understand there's certain things that you can't maintain, obviously, but you can at least try. Trying's all you need to do, so learn how to stretch out your body. Normally, if you're up all day at work and that, your hamstrings, your glutes, and more or less your calves, all your legs are going to feel like shit. Especially your calves, because your calves everything gets stationary. Like, my calves always fucking hurt. That's why I take amino drinks, actually, that help me recover slightly faster. Which right now I'm going to end up having to take another one. Oh, gotta get up. Oh. Yeah, I have to say, amino shakes are very good. I tend to like to take it with a pre-workout. So I'm actually going to get one right now, because I think I took one. I took one when I got home this morning, or yesterday. I say it was yesterday. And I felt pretty good when I woke up, had good energy in that. I was horny, so that was a good sign of saying my hormones were pretty well regulated. Yeah. Horniness is a good sign when you wake up in the morning. If you wake up with a boner, you're good. Because sometimes, it doesn't happen all the time, but when it does happen, it means that your hormones are pretty well regulated. That's why sex is very important. How much people don't like to talk about it because they're scared of it. It's a very, very important detail with you and your partner or whatever. Or with yourself, honestly. Oh, I got pee super bad. really bad. Woo, gotta take a big old piss. Oh, gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee. Gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee. Oh. Oh. Oh, okay, don't want to say anything. Okay, I'll be right back. So anything happen? Well, no, I left early. What time did I get back? Oh, you guys left. It's been super nice. I saw fucking gas going back and forth. Yeah, especially with gas prices. Complain about using the damn car all the damn time. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen. Well, hopefully it's gonna change, but you know. But anyway, I'm streaming, so. Anyways. I'm back. Feeling out of space. That is walking about it with that celebration. Okay. Oh. Enough jacking off. Just playing. But my neck's getting a little bit better. I can tell because that fucking pop. Yeah, it is. That pop's like right in between my shoulder blade. I can feel it right now. Oh. Yeah, I'm at 31 subscribers. I think I got one yesterday. I'm very happy that people want to tell people about me. Come on, Liger. Come on. Come on.
Hi, baby. Oh, the puppy. What are you doing?
Okay, go on. Go on. Hi, baby. Oh. I know it's gonna be a while for it to hit 1,000 subs. But progress is progress. If I can deal with, 15 years of study and research and emotional development and other things, I'm sure I can wait another couple of years to get to 1,000. It's annoying, but it's gonna work. That's kind of the funny thing about YouTube. As long as you follow... Sorry, I hit my mouth. As long as you follow the little guidelines they have, which is not really that bad. There's certain things you can talk about in that. Like, I don't go political anymore. People already know what's going on. I just let things sit. I'd rather help people push past certain things. Because if I could be able to guide people with my stories or with the things that happen with my life, and people might have similar things, if that can happen, then people will take the right path. People will take the righteous path, and they'll start to look at the world for what it is, and not for what people assume of it, as in people talk about it and politicize everything, and it's... You'd be very surprised when you get a different outlook on life, how much it's going to change you to look at things differently. Just like what Tony just said. He said, freedom of speech is dangerous. I say the act of someone's will can be dangerous, but doesn't mean it needs to be... you talk about Nazi Germany and that. Is it counterintuitive to say they didn't believe in freedom of speech, that certain people can only say things? Well, saying that freedom of speech is dangerous, aren't you agreeing with Nazi Germany then? Because they selectively made people that can't speak. They can't say certain things. People always talk about Germany, Nazis, and all that shit, but a lot of people don't understand is that you literally talk like they do. You literally say the things that they say, even though you're structurally not meaning it that way. But of course, they're talking about, they killed a bunch of Jews and that. It all started with taking their rights away. It all starts with taking your freedoms away. It always has been like that throughout the generations of wars. You get a dictator in there, they act all nice and smiley, and they want to take your freedoms away and make it look like it's better. Number one, you're a fucking idiot for thinking that. Number two, you're more of a fucking idiot to follow that. And number three, that's how you get massive fucking kills. That's how you get ruled over a dictatorship by a piece of shit person that only cares about their own pocket. That's why United States has what they have. They went through the tyranny. They left England, Britain, because of the tyranny. They left. Some of them went to other countries. Most of them landed in America. Now you can go back to the history of what they did with the Indians. I don't know what they did with the Indians. History is definitely not 100% right because it's a fucking history book. They only put little things in there. They didn't put all the things they need to put in there because they never do. Come on now. But the whole aspect of it is to evolve, to adapt. One of the things Daniel, the gay coworker that freaked out, one of the things he talked about, he says like in the early 2000s they had this whole or in the 90s, in the late 90s and early 2000s, They had this whole gay thing, and it was in California actually. And he was living in California. He said it was bad, and I remember it because they used to put up all these like rules and laws about gays, and they were literally, what were they doing? What the Nazis did to the Jews. Exactly. They took their rights away and they treated them like they weren't existing. What am I doing? I am sitting here talking about, well, anything, honestly. Just woke up about a couple hours ago. Decided to make a stream. Why not? Oh, man. Oh, that's strong. Oh, excuse me. But people don't look at the words that they say, and people they keep bringing up these horrible people, but the way you talk about certain things is what they did, why those things happen. That's why you need to look at your words and what you say and how you structure things, because you'd be very surprised. You might actually be more like the monster that you keep on talking about. Say, yeah.
Treatment?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like, saying stuff like, people talk about structural things. They say, well, certain things that you should be saying. That's my free will to say what the fuck I want to say. The act of control is what happens. And that's the reason why things do happen. So you have to look at it from this perspective that not everyone's going to be good, but doesn't mean that they're bad, okay? Because we all are bad and good. That's why we have free will to decide what we choose to be in life. And we can change. So why not the other person change? That's what should be happening. So if someone hates gays, make them understand why they shouldn't hate gays. If someone hates a race, make them learn their culture and to understand their culture. That's all it is. We are adaptable creatures. We adapt to everything. I don't know how we don't know this. That's why we're still alive. We adapt to our surroundings, however bad or good they are. That's how you get the knowledge that you have. Unless you're searching for it. If you're searching for it and you're searching for good knowledge to understand stuff, you're always going to understand it. You're always going to push forward. But if you live in a culture that's bad or very negative, then obviously, you're either going to follow the culture or you're going to completely search for something better. But most people follow the culture around them, what they see, what they hear. And that's a problem to some extent. Or they follow other people because of other people and they don't have good intentions. And it's ridiculous sometimes. Arrest Alex Baldwin. I've been seeing some headlines about what happened that everyone knows the Baldwins are crooked, obviously. Yeah, they don't take responsibility for shit. And I agree. I definitely agree with you. It's pathetic with people that have so much power, as in money or influence. They act like little children and they do stupid, outrageous shit like killing someone, or it's the mindset of that is very cruel. And I don't know how anyone can be like that. And this has been throughout history. We could talk about all the historian type people that have done dramatic things like that. Because they can and they don't get in trouble for it. But at the end, if we believe that there's a heaven and hell, you surely be going to hell for it. So it's why be damned? I don't know. You only live 100 years, so if your 100 years of living is very, good, you only live 100 years, but you always have an eternity of whatever it might be that we go to. Money and power leads to corruption. Well, the definition of money. The definition of money is survival. That's where money comes down to. I tell people, some of the people I talk to at work, I say, we're not hunter-gatherers. We use money for currency to develop our lives, to survive. Too much money and using it for an influence way, for controlling others, and then doing as you please with them is corruption. Now, it's always the act. I always go to the little saying from Spider-Man 1. Uncle Ben, I always say it's Uncle Ben said it. He sat the Spider-Man. He was in the car with them before he went to the library, if you guys remember the scene. He says, great power comes great responsibility. That is the word you should stick to. Great power. Anything you have too much of is a great power with, you have to have responsibility with it. So you have to use it responsible. You have to understand that. And that's like one of the basic things I oblige by. It's very easy. Just like with great strength comes great responsibility. Great knowledge comes with great responsibility. You can lead people to better life, or you can corrupt a whole bunch of people to do your bidding. Just like some people on YouTube use their mental capabilities to make people give them money, to make them have more subscribers. By manipulating situations of not lying about stuff and making up stuff, which a lot of YouTubers do, especially certain YouTubers that just make up shit and they just... It's so sad. Like the date gurus. I always talk about date gurus because they are really bad. They're big manipulators, and it's harsh. Just tell them the truth. It doesn't matter what you do. You ain't gonna get that girl because she just doesn't like you. Is it really that hard? You shouldn't be. It's horrible. They basically what it is. It's a money regulated, and you can learn a lot from what they say to not do. But yeah, their lifestyles are probably crappy. They might have money in that, but they probably feel like shit because they have to do the stuff for the money. There was this one lady I listened to. She's a very pretty lady in that, and obviously why she has a lot of subscribers, because guys jack off to her. Obviously, jack off subscribers and views are very high on YouTube. That's why you see a lot of women showing off their boobs and ass, and they get a lot of views because... well, every day, guys do what they have to do, so why not? I mean, I can't say I don't do it. I do. But still, if you don't care about showing off your body to make money off of it, I can't say it's a bad thing. If you have the body, show it off. If you have no fear of consequences, that means you love yourself a lot, or you have massive confidence in what you do. That's a good thing, honestly. Now, other people are going to look at it and be like, well, that's not good. Actually, it is, I mean, if I lost more weight than that, I probably would be wearing a tank top more. If I build more mass on my body than that, yeah, I would want to look better because I'm viewed in front of the fucking world. So, whatever happens, happens. It's a scary thing to do sometimes because it's scary to show yourself to people. That's why people just make videos. not even showing themselves. They just put on a mask, or they just talk about certain things. They have a certain design. I literally come on my stream, look like I had bed hair. I don't care. I'm not here to fucking look great to make anyone look at me like, oh my god, you're beautiful. It's fine if you think so, but it's not why I'm here for. I'm here to talk about, well, what happens in my life, and to talk about what happens in everyone else's life and understand things. Oh, Miles. No, no, no. Keep your preferred thoughts to yourself there. I knew you were going to come on. Okay. Keep it in your pants, okay? Calm down. Okay, I'm getting into your mind a little bit too much. I gotta stop doing that. Oh my god. I have that thing when I notice if I feel someone's feelings, which obviously it's not hard to feel your feelings, I tend to get into your head and try to like see things that you see, and you got a pretty dirty mind there, Miles. I would have to say. So anyway, talking about date gurus. Date gurus are, oh my god. When you listen to them and you're a guy or a girl, don't do it. They will not teach you anything. If you want to learn something based upon experience of people that actually will tell you the truth. Like me, does it look like I'm trying to get views? I get what I get. Exactly. I work a normal job. I work at White Castles. I do this on the side because I enjoy it. It gives me something to do. And because it's funny to listen to people or read people's thoughts. So, like there's other YouTubers that like they'll talk and that, and they'll be like, I don't want to, broadcast myself in a way to make money. I do it based upon what people, what I like to do, and if people like it, then they'll give me money for it. And that's how it should be, 100%. Like PewDiePie, I don't know what he could take a shit and make 1 million views. Honestly, does it matter? Not really. It's silly. It's so silly. Oh. So silly. Well, the active members in Patreon is just a way to funnel in money for people that actually like the content. Because you don't want to do anything for free, but with how YouTube is, you don't make money until you get to 1,000 subscriptions, until you get to 4,000 hours of watch time. So, like, you don't make money at all until you get there. Not like the old days. The old days, it was like after a year of having a channel, then you get ad revenue, or 6 months when you have a channel. They're making it very strict because so many people are doing it. But it's also making them money. It's making YouTube billions of dollars, every year. Or Google, or whatever. And Patreon's the best way to keep shit going, because it does get expensive. Buying new cameras, buying new computers, buying games, buying consoles. I mean, if that's all you have is your YouTube channel, then that's all the money you make. So you kind of have to rely on certain things. And it can be difficult. Oh, it does it so much. Oh my god, it's so annoying. See what I mean? Shit costs. Shit just. Camera's being a piece of shit. Hold on. Oh. Oh. Yeah. It really does. Because YouTube's like a stock. It just keeps growing. Fuck this piece of shit. You're driving me crazy. It's like an annoying kid. Sometimes you just have to like ground it or whatever people do nowadays. I don't know. I don't know why my camera's acting up, but it is. It's pissing me off. But, yeah, I don't know what it is. It doesn't do it all the time, but it does do it, and it is rather annoying. Like, I just unplugged it. I'm gonna leave it off for a little bit and then replug it back in. Well, it's plugged in, but I'm gonna let. I might have to get a new cable or something. I'm guessing, or it has to do something with my what I'm streaming off of. It might have something to do with my what I'm streaming off of. I'm assuming. It doesn't always do it, but it does do it. Today it's been doing it a lot. And it's fucking annoying. Yeah. But yeah, YouTube beats a real job. And it sucks doing both. Because I don't have... That's why I don't make videos. That's why I stream. Because videos take too long, and I'd rather talk about my day or talk about something that happened with me than just sit there and make a video about it. Because it's easier. It's a lot easier, actually. And being able to talk to people is very nice. That's like one of the reasons why I created a Patreon not too long ago. Because I have to start doing these little things, because eventually it's going to come down to that I'm going to have to use this to make my money. And I'm not going to be working. If not, be working, part-time. Because I want to do this. I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. And for all you perverts out there, too. God forbid. You little sick-minded perverts. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Miles. Smiling and shit. God. No. I was talking about in the future, and that if my channel, gets to that subscriber thing and I start making money off the channel, and if I start making money off of, tips or having Patreon and that, obviously I'm not going to work as many hours because I want to dedicate myself to the channel more. So the money's going to go towards buying, evidently, better stuff. Like, I have a brand new computer and that, but, like, there's other things I have to buy. Like when I live stream on my PlayStation, like I want to get a PlayStation 5. Live streaming on the PlayStation is so much better. My camera feed never goes out. So I'm thinking that the camera is better, a lot better. Which I'm going to start streaming on there a little bit more. So I have to deal with all this feedback and losing my camera and that. It's very annoying. Yes, I know. You're a sicko. No, I'm just fucking with you. Yeah, I know. But I'm not greedy enough to start shaking my ass on the cam. That's why I want to get to 1,000 subscribers, because then everything will activate. I'll be able to get, what the fuck are they called? Man, my brain's all over the place right now. I think it's pretty much I'll be able to get tips through YouTube a lot easier. And then I can get a YouTube member going on. I can start being able to make a little bit of money off that. And then add money. That's why I like doing streams, because I feel better if I don't have to do monthly stuff. You know, it's $5, $10, $20 a month, depending on how much people want to do. I'd rather do it by tips, because I think tips are a little bit more connecting. Because you could not do it, or you can only do so much. That seems a little bit more favorable than, say, I really like this person, so I'm going to give them, $100 a month. And then if something happens with you and you go broke and you forget to cancel it, then all of a sudden, you're not going to have the money. And how much that I would like it, just, because it's money. But some reasons I'm just like, eh. But it's an act of anyone's choice. That's how it always is. That's how it always would be. And yeah, some YouTubers do abuse it a little bit too much. Because their fan base follows them 100%. Doesn't matter what they do. And it's kind of ignorant. Yeah, they do. But Twitch's community is really fucked up. I talk to people they're part of the Twitch community. And watching some of their guys' streams, especially if they get really big, I don't know if they demand them to work, but I notice people with like hundreds of thousands of subscribers, they have to be on. Like, there's some people that do 12-hour streams. I mean, they get paid a lot of money, but I don't know if I want that. I want to act free of will to do what I want to do. And that's too much. It's like having another fucking job. It kills you. I mean, these people are yawning. They have energy drinks all over the place. They look miserable. Oh, but they make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. How are they going to do that when they're doing 12, 15-hour shifts of streaming? I don't know if I want to do that. That starts to get a little greedy. Tips. Basically, people tip them. And they get tipped a lot. I mean, I see some live streams, people tip, hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I mean, sometimes they can make thousands of dollars if they have big enough, people watching them. They make a lot of money. I used to watch Angry Joe's live streams, and man, that dude gets outrageous amount of money. Even though he doesn't need it, but that dude gets a lot of fucking money. It's ridiculous. But people like his work, so they give him $5, $10. I mean, who doesn't have $10? Who doesn't have $5? Who doesn't have $1? If you like something enough, you're gonna give. But it's still, the act of responsibility is ridiculous when you start making too much money. And it's a pain, honestly, because you get so used to it. But I've never been on that experience before. So if it does come down to it and everything blows up and I get enormous amount of money for whatever it is that I do on my streams and that, well, yeah. But the act of giving comes down to being entertained. Sometimes having someone to talk to. Because in this life, we don't always have someone to talk about things. Especially if you don't have, like some friends you can't talk to about things because they won't understand. That's the thing I'm going for. So anyone that has issues with anything, I don't mind talking about it. I don't mind being that friend or being that person that'll hopefully give you some insight on why things might happen that way. Because that's kind of like what I like to do. I'm definitely not going to obviously be everyone's friend, but I'll at least be, close to you enough to make you feel that you're not alone. Because it's pretty lonely out there. Not everyone can have the will to push through things on their own. That's why there's so many humans in this world. We could be able to talk to people that have been through it or similar to you or whoever. It's a beautiful thing, though. Oh. Because I know just better than anybody else, I know that's a struggle at first when it comes down to getting to know yourself or when you're alone in that it's hard and we don't have no one to talk to. It makes you go a little mentally insane a little bit. But everyone grows. We try to keep pushing past certain things. And that's basically the reason why I like helping people. That's like, it just feels good. If I don't help people, it's just talking about certain things, it just feels good. Just saying any struggles you guys have or anything, it'd be nice to talk about. Then I would talk about. Obviously, a private chat would probably be a lot better if it's something too extreme. But one problem could be another one's problem. So it could be two birds with one stone kind of situation. Because learning definitely never stops. It never will stop. But what to learn is the issue, because a lot of knowledge out there is pointless knowledge where it doesn't do anything for you. It's like going to college. If you don't know what you want to do, you learn nothing. You'll spend all that money and you'll learn absolutely nothing. You'll get an associate's degree and you'll learn nothing. So you blew $20,000 for a degree you don't know nothing of. You could put on your wall and be like, yeah. Later on down the road, you look at it like, that was pointless, wasn't it? Yeah, that was pointless. It's the act of that choice. Like, I've been through college a little bit, and I learned shit. I learned more just going through my experiences in life, especially in my past, and looking at it and trying to adapt to my past. And then I made myself better. It's so once you change, you can't go back. And that's the most difficult part. Once you change, it's hard to go back. Yeah. There's a lot of people out there that do. It's kind of sad because you get suckered into that. You get suckered into going to high school, then going to fucking college, and you're just like, what do I do now? And you get a degree in something that you actually like to do, and all of a sudden, what happens? You don't have a job, or you just, something else catches your eye, and you waste like a whole year's worth of work on that, and then you change it. And I just say choices matter so much, and when you're young, your choices are stupid, obviously, because you don't know anything. So you tend to follow people. I mean, throughout school, when I was in 6th grade, all the way through high school, people would say, oh, go to college and that, learn something, get a career. I work at White Castles. I have a YouTube channel. I did counseling when I was depressed. The counselor said it didn't really even do anything. She said this: do what you want to do. Okay, so I made a YouTube channel, and this was quite a few years ago when I went to counseling. You know, express yourself more. Tell people how you feel. Oh, is it that easy? I mean, it can be easy. Well, yeah, because that's trade school's needed though. So, like going to trade schools, obviously shit needs to be built and computers need to be taken care of. And that, yeah, you are right. It's a better choice. Way better choice, honestly. So it's, but even still, like where I work at, I make $15 an hour. I make close to a perfect 40-hour week. I make close to $500 a week because I get paid every week. I make pretty decent money where I'm at. Cause I don't have a car. I walk to my job. I save enormous money. Cause cars, it's a pit. If you don't have enough money to be able to afford a car, to have excess money to keep on saving, keep on getting richer, man, I'll tell you what, it kills you. It kills you bad. Yeah. Well, we just got a raise because of all the stuff that's happening. We were very low staff, so they boosted us up to 15. And I work for White Castles, so White Castles was the first fast food restaurant, so they tend to like to be better than the rest. Because, like, McDonald's across the street from where I work at, they get paid 12. You know, certain people are not going to get paid 15. Even though they can, all they do is raise the prices of their food a little bit, and they can be able to afford it. But yeah, it's nice. Like I make about $100 more than I normally do, so I make about close to $400 more a month. But in my situation, I need a enormous amount of money up front because of what's happening in my situation. Because I need to move out. I live with my parents, and I need to leave. And working on that job is going to be cutting it very short. So right now, I'm just saving up money, trying my hardest not to spend on anything. Yeah, it should be getting around 12. I mean, honestly, with inflation, everyone should get paid $20 an hour. You cannot live off of 12. I mean, if I could barely cut it with 15 if I had my own apartment and all that stuff, and then I had to drive a car with these gas prices and that, and all this stuff you have to pay for. It is so much money. You'd be broke. You would have like $200 left, and you would not know what to do with it. I mean, that's unless you have people to live with, but not everyone does. Best way to do it, if you want to do it, live with a lot of fucking people and just pay different bills and save as much money as you can. If y'all work at the same job, You can all carpool, use the same car in that. Whatever it is to make it cheaper. Stay in groups. You'll grow better too. I mean, if it's a girlfriend or just friends all together or boyfriend, it's best to just stick together and just do like that. Because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to, find either a couple people I can move in with and just split the bills. Because, like, getting an apartment by itself is like $600 to $700, one bedroom. Getting another bedroom is literally only $100 more. So having someone else live with you is cheaper than it is live by yourself by far. So you just split everything down the middle. So everyone would be, two people will be paying like $350, or $400 for the thing. But it's still too much money. It's just, it sucks. And it shouldn't be like this. That's why they have all these different things. That's why there's so many online activities to make money. Because normal jobs just don't cut it. They will never cut it. Not unless you get lucky enough to get into a profession that makes a lot of money. It's just too much. It's just nearly impossible. I mean, it's difficult. I mean, I've been thinking about it for this year and last year and that. And like, I'm trying to calculate and like, dude, $700 some a month. I'll pay for like electric. I think everything else is based upon obviously the mortgage or the rent. So like sewer, water, I think gas. That you pay for electric. So electric's normally like $100 something, give or take how much you use. So you spend like $800 to $900 a month just to rent that, which could happen, but be cutting it very short. Because I'm saving like at least $300 to $400 a week, give or take how much I spend sometimes. I'm trying to get as much money as I can up front and just use it as a pool and hope everything goes well. I hope. Yeah, it's pretty sad that we have to live in this era, but it should get better. I hope it does, because people are getting tired of it. If we don't band together, it's just going to destroy us, honestly. First and last month. Right? Yeah. It's however you want to strategize it. I mean, it's just difficult. So, but we just gotta keep on doing. It's like, we can't all become millionaires, obviously. So, other aspects of growing have to happen, especially like mentality or our physical and that, our emotional. Not everyone can have currency or money. It's on everyone's mind to be a millionaire, but getting there is a lot of work. It's a lot of sacrifice too. Sacrifice family, sacrifice your friends. You constantly are working, 12, 16-hour days or whatever it is. And it's 8-hour shifts ain't shit compared to some people. Some people literally work all day long and they get like 4 hours of sleep. So, yeah. It gets hard. Well, at least you guys are making it. For the most part. Because I always say we're all in this together. 100%. And I have to say there's a lot of rich people out there that do support people that don't have much money. That's why, I see some YouTubers literally have millionaires that back them up, and they just give them money. They give enormous amount of money to a whole bunch of different YouTubers because their money is so much. And that's a great thing. That's taking responsibility over what you have. Just like me, if I ever get a millionaire, of course, probably end up being some high class gay guy or some high class woman. I'll be okay with that. Now, obviously, I wouldn't do anything more than do what I do, because no, that'd be too much. I don't want to get controlled by the money. It's like in good faith kind of thing. If you have good faith, then you should just give if you have it. Because even if I was talking to my friend, my manager friend from work, and I said, if I ever win the lottery and won like $500 million, I would give millions of dollars to people. I give people that I feel that deserve it the money. And if whatever they do with it, they do with it. Hopefully they're smart enough to invest it and then just make tons of money. That's how it normally works. I look at it as if everyone could have $1 million, everyone that's above a certain age all gets $1 million, and the lifestyle that they have now, you would have no problems living whatsoever. The economy would boom, everyone would have stuff, and more money would be made. So the people that are out on their luck would have more money because, well, everyone else would have money. So it's just, that's like the way I think, and I think a lot of people think out there. So someone has to do it. That's the problem, is once you get a lot of money now, you get kind of greedy. You're like, I got a couple $1 million mansions to pay for, and I don't even go to them. That's the fucking problem. People that win these lotteries, God, they spend it so stupid. They show off. They're like, oh my God, look at me. Stop it, please, for the love of God. Stop doing that shit. Because all you're doing is you're going broke, and then now you're sitting back to where you were. Live in your lifestyle. If you want a little bit of more stuff, do it in time. If you want to buy $1 million house because you can support it until you die, then just buy one house. Be done with it. Yeah, it's the lifestyles are so low and so high. So a normal lifestyle that, say, we live in, or say like you live in, is different than my lifestyle. Because I live with my parents, I don't have to pay rent as much. I have to pay a little bit, but not as much. But we're still having the same crisis because of how much money we make. And it just gets harder because when you live in the way that we live, and all of a sudden it's like you have excess money, you tend to spend it. That's the big thing. So even if I had millions of dollars, if my lifestyle changed that dramatically from the money, I'd be spending just as much money and percentage-wise as I was before. Just everything would cost more. I buy more. I go to more high-class restaurants that cost $500-600 fucking dollars a plate or whatever it is. Even though it's the same food, they just put a little bit more salt on it. That's the responsibility you have to take. Like, there's millionaires that live all around me, honestly. There's people that have a lot of money. They live in that lifestyle that they just live based upon what they already have. And they buy little things here and there to make their lifestyle better. Whew. So if you have that way of thinking you want attention for your money, that's the stupidest way to put it. There's no reason to even do that. because you'll lose it all, and then all of a sudden you start from square one again. And we don't want to lose; we want to gain. That's why it's important to gain knowledge. That's why it's important to understand certain situations, because if you get into it, you'll learn. I'm not going to do that. It's going to be hard up front, obviously. But just like any other temptations, you learn to deal with it, adapt to it. Don't push it too far, because then you're just going to destroy yourself. This is like anything else. Like I always go like weight loss. Some people go extremely way too hard, and they end up losing more of other things they do actual weight. That's why it's a progress thing. Everything takes time, and people don't have patience. Well, you ain't going to see any results unless you have the patience for the result. Because that's what I'm going through. I lost like 13, I think I lost about 23 pounds in the last year or so. I was 240. I'm like in between 217, 220. And I'm trying to build muscle because I want to get, bigger muscles than that, because I feel like it's time for me to change. So I might as well go all the way, because I like lifting weights and martial arts and that. And it would do good for my channel, because sex appeal matters a lot, evidently. If you have it, people are going to funnel in, like Miles. It's not even just you, Miles. It's quite a few other people. But if you have it, people are going to go do it based upon that. And how much other people think it's stupid? Well, I'm sorry. Sorry you got dealt bad genetics. Sorry that you don't look as good as I do, or whatever it is, but it is what it is. I don't know what to say. Now, I was thinking that I was going to have a channel based upon the knowledge that I give, and it kind of swung in a different direction. A little bit. But who doesn't like to listen to certain things? Especially when it is positive. That's why I keep, telling myself, like, it does work. So I remember back in the old days when I was younger, I used to talk on the phone a lot with girls and that. I don't know why. It's like listening to me. And I'm just sitting there like, why do you like listening to me? It's like, oh, I just like listening. Because the things you talk about or whatever it is seems interesting. I'm like, okay, I'm just talking. So I learned that's probably one of my gifts. I'm like, okay, let's go with it then. If it makes it better for me and everybody else around me, I must keep hitting it. We all have them gifts, or whatever it might be. Some of us may not see it, but, you'll still end up doing it because it's a gift. And once you hone that gift and you keep pushing that gift forward, you'd be surprised how much you'll love yourself because of it, or people love you. And you're going to get a lot of haters. I mean, I get quite a few of them. They're quite hilarious too. Always saying stuff like, you act like you're smart. Okay. Everyone's dumb before they're intelligent. That's just how it works. Now, how much the different kinds of intelligence, you might be better than some other kinds of intelligence. Someone can claim they're smart, like I'm smart, but you're not smart in everything, because it's nearly impossible to know everything. Like I said, to get to where I'm at now took me like 15 years. I would say about a decade at most, give or take. That's 10 years of my life to study and research emotional development. Where people go and take psychology classes for like 6 months and claim they know as much as me. I'm sorry, you're not going to. Because active experience and all that stuff and that develops more knowledge. I love talking to some people like that. It's like You know your fancy words, okay? You know your big, gigantic fucking definitions, but doesn't mean shit if you can't figure out what that person and how to figure out how to deal with the problem. Never will. You could say all your fancy words and whatever it is. But that's all it is. Oh man, I'm getting tired as fuck already. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Oh man. Getting sleepy. Get my bed hair on. Yeah, I worked an evening night shift. So I got at work like 3 o'clock or 3:30 when I clocked in. I worked till 10. And I was hanging out with my manager, Jay, for about a couple hours. I didn't get home till like about 12:30. And I didn't go to bed till like 1 or so. So I'm about to get some snoozing in. Because I gotta lift weights today. Obviously. Gotta keep doing shit. Oh man. Oh yeah, Miles. I want to talk about that gay guy at work. His name's Daniel. 2 days ago, man, he freaked out. He has some, I don't know what it is. I mean, I know what it is. He has, attention disorder and that. So he has like authority issues. He doesn't like listening to people about stuff. He assumes he knows better. This man flipped. I never laughed so hard. I mean, at first I didn't laugh because he was going a little too crazy. I thought he was going to end up, hurting someone. Well, anyway, 2 days ago at work, our water main broke. Like, not the main one where we're at. I mean, the main one where we were at, but it was down the street. So, we didn't have water. We had very little water pressure. So, we had to shut down the store for that morning, because it was morning time. And, like... one of the coworkers named Kimmy, she was telling him, because he was in drive-thru, and he kept on taking orders and that. I'm like, no, you gotta stop taking orders because we have no water right now. But you need to tell the customers that we're having difficulties right now. We're about ready, we might shut down because we don't know what's going on. So he keeps telling all these people, we have no water in that, so I can get you certain things. Like, you can't do that because that's not protocol. It wasn't me that was saying this, was the woman that was saying it. And my manager was talking to the GM, and this dude just started flipping out. Instantly started saying we were yelling at him. We weren't yelling. I told him, we're not yelling at you. And he was getting so angry. He's like, yeah, you guys are yelling at me and that. And like, holy shit, dude. So Kimmy, the lady kept telling him, like, hey, you can't be saying that stuff and that. You need to go, you need to say other things. You can't be saying that. And he just freaked out. I mean, honestly, he was getting pretty fucking aggressive. I thought I might have to put him at a sleeper hold or something because it was getting... I thought he was going to end up, like, getting in a fight with this girl and that. And she wasn't being mean. I don't need to fucking lie about shit, But she was being calm and that. And she was... At the end of it, I told her we start laughing about it and shit. So anyway, he takes his headset. He's in drive-thru. He takes his headset. He goes by the grill area, and he's like hissy fitting. He grabs his headset. He's like, "Ugh, you guys are yelling at me!" Oh, and like, So he walks outside. He keeps repeating the same thing over and over again. I'm like, dude, you're crazy as fuck, dude. You guys are yelling at me. I don't like it. You guys keep yelling at me. I'm like, and this dude is almost 43. 43 years old. And you still haven't learned to listen to people? When they're giving you advice, they're not telling you you're stupid. Well, that's what people think when they have these issues. They think that they're stupid. You're telling me this because you act like I don't know. Because you don't know. That's why I'm telling you this. That's the reason why anyone ever says anything in that situation. Because you don't know, so I have to tell you this because you're doing it wrong. He was doing partially wrong. Just the words that he was saying weren't right. At least in that particular thing. And he went outside, smoked a cigarette and that. So me and Kimmy ended up going outside and telling the rest of the customers, because we had a line of like 15 people. We were telling them that, no, we're closed and that temporarily right now because, having issues and that. So he started saying it. As soon as Kimmy went back in, I was trying to talk to him that same thing again. Oh my God. You're yelling at me. You guys are yelling at me. I don't like that. Blah, blah, blah. That's all I was hearing. So I came back inside. He came back inside a little bit. And he said it again. I'm like, holy fucking shit, dude. I was like, in my mind, like, shut the fuck up. I don't care anymore. Which I didn't care to begin with because I was like snickering, honestly. It was fucking hilarious. It was pretty funny. And I told him, I'm like, just go home, dude. I don't like when people yell at me. It's like, I was basically like, just go home and calm down. Just go home. You're making a big deal about something. Basically saying, I don't fucking care. Get the fuck out because you're literally making a fool out of yourself. Just go home. And he kept on like talking about it and talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. And I'm like, stop yelling at me. Oh my God. And he says he's not dramatic gay. I'm like, you're the worst dramatic gay. Holy shit. It was ridiculous. And I'm just like, you gotta calm down, dude. You gotta chill out. So he eventually left, and we all started laughing about it. And it was quite hilarious. It was quite hilarious. And we definitely made fun of him because he thinks he's gonna come back in and act like everything is fine. No. It's not fine because you're an idiot. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it does come down to that. But you could change it because I used to be just like that. I grew up in a very argumentative, kind of very negative childhood, and I am nothing like that anymore. So, to be mean, I guess it's being mean. At least people might think it. It's your fault. 100% your fault. After you get to a certain age, it's your fault, and you have to just adapt to it and try to grow and get more positive, get more positive ways of thinking. Because you only live once, and when you make those mistakes over and over again, you're gonna get a lot of people not to like you, and then it just gets worse. I lost a lot of friends, or a good amount of friends. I lost a lot of beautiful girlfriends too over it. And I lost, some people to death and that I wish I didn't lose. And it's horrible when you leave that lifestyle or that impression on someone and they end up leaving you or end up dying. Oh man. Yeah, it's difficult. So that's why you have to just keep on growing. Stay positive as hell. Don't worry about what people do, because the act of changing someone else, especially about personality and that, you can't do that much. I mean, you can try to persuade people to think differently if it's that bad, but if it's not bad, then you gotta leave it alone. But that shit was funny, though. I would have to say it was quite hilarious. I can't feel bad for someone that keeps on doing it, because you can't help people like that. They have to want to help themselves. That's how I changed my life. I had to help myself. Anyone and everyone can tell you what to do. But if you have no guidance at all, you will never change, because guidance helps you a little bit more than telling you directly what to do. And what I mean by guidance, make up rules for yourself. That's what I did for myself. I made up rules for myself to not do certain things, to keep myself keep pushing forward. But it is hard, though. I have to tell you that. It's definitely difficult. It's scary, because you'll lose a lot of friends, and if you're in that situation. But like people like that, it's like I said, it's very hard to talk to them. It's very hard to get that sort of response out of them to say, it was my fault, I apologize right up front. And be more or less like, he's off for the next 2 days, and he's going to come back. Will he apologize? I have no idea. I'll keep you guys up to date on it, because I'm sure he probably won't. I mean, I don't know, honestly. If he does, he'll do it towards me, because he has a crush on me. He likes me quite a bit, so. But how big of I guess, an asshole I am, telling the truth. I'd be like, just don't do it again, man. Just listen. Make it easier for yourself. Don't get upset like that. Don't flare out. Because no one likes an angry person. You know, we can't change everybody in the way that we are, but we surely can emotionally balance out. Because all the emotions mean the same, you know, as in like every emotion we all deal with them, but the scenario of behind why that emotion happens is always going to be different. Everyone gets angry, but why do we get angry? It's still anger. So, like, we're all in this together. We all do it. That's why it's good to talk about this stuff. Because someone has to. I don't know. Oh, did you delete your message there, Bree? Actually, it's been forever since I talked to you. I saw that you deleted on the YouTube, but on my streaming thing I use still has it on there, which is fine. It is what it is. Yeah, that's kind of the reason why I made my YouTube channel. I hate to repeat it, but it means a lot to me to try to push people in a different direction, because it sucks being that way, and it's difficult to have that mindset. You'll lose more than you gain. It's just difficult. Yeah. Well, another lady came on. It was a K Bridget. K Bridge. I haven't seen her in like a month. And yeah, it's been a while. She used to come on all the time, from what I've noticed. You're the first one to actually start talking to me in that. I completely forgot. I'm like, your name looks familiar. I'm like, oh, it's whatchamacallit. Yeah, no, it's fine. You don't have to apologize. You do what you gotta do. But yeah, I got more subscribers now. Look at that. I got 31 now. It's getting bigger. Yay. I got 900 and what? 69 more to go. Oh, almost there. Almost. Oh, it's going to be a long haul. But I have to say, hopefully it's going to be beautiful. Because you guys are beautiful people. However different you might be, you're all, beautiful people. Because we're all humans. And we're kind of all in this together, aren't we? How much people want to divide us, that doesn't matter anymore. At least not to me. I don't even give a shit, honestly. It drives me crazy. People divide people based upon certain things. Categories of people. Pish posh. So what you been up to, Bree? Tell me what's going on. Don't be shy. Did you get in a relationship? Leaving me behind, girl? Leaving me behind? Is that what it is? I knew it. Ah. Damn. I thought we had something, Yes, Miles, I think about you too sometimes because you are quite hilarious. I see you in the background. Oh boy. What to do, what to do. Oh yeah, there's this one girl at work. I talked to her yesterday. Her name's Mackenzie. She's 22 years old. She's got some issues in that. She has some depression problems in that. And you can tell it's very sad. She's a very, cute girl in that. She's got like cuts all over her wrist and that. She's pretty bad. Like, as in like what she's been through, I guess. So I was talking to her about that. I was asking her why she hasn't been coming in. She says, well, I tried to commit suicide. And then I'm like, why would you try to commit suicide? So I was just going through a little bit of depression. And then I'm like, that shit ain't gonna fucking happen. So I started giving her some love and that. I started giving her attention because that's how you get over that. You gotta give affection. Positive affection always seems to work better for people that are in that state. And I always told her, I'm like, hey, if you want to talk to me about anything, go ahead and do it. I don't mind talking. If you got issues and that, you got something on your mind, talk. And so we started talking a little bit in that, and didn't get her number, but more or less, I can't see people like that. I can't see people like how I used to be. I just can't do it. It drives me absolutely crazy. That's the only like bad feelings I get when I see someone like that. I have to help them in some way or another. Because having someone die over something that could be helped, it drives me crazy. It makes me very sad. And normally I don't like to get sad, but it does. It makes me sad. I'm sure some of you actually probably know how it feels. Because there was this one girl. I was, I think, 20 years old. 20. I was 20 or 21 years old, and she was in high school. She was like 16, 17. I knew her sister. So I started talking to her on Facebook, and then we started chit-chatting that, and she liked me, and I'm just like, you're 16 and that, I'm 21. It's not going to look good because I know your sister. I went to school with her. And fast forward, like, I would say about 5 years after that. So I was about 26 or whatever it might be. And I tried to catch up with her. And I found out that she died. And I'm like, it hit me like a fucking brick. I mean, it hit me like a brick. Like, I was like, holy shit. And I was mentally freaking out because I really was attracted to this person. And she was a beautiful, nice person. And I can't say funny thing is, but the thing that happened, not even 2 months or so after I talked to her, she ended up dying. And even as of right now, it's making me sad because I thought I could do something that what I said to her maybe made her depressed, and that she just did something and it ended up killing her. And it felt terribly bad, even though it wasn't, say, my fault 100%, but you still feel that way. And I'm just like, man, almost right after I talked to her, not even that much longer after, and she ended up going. And I've always wanted to say, if I could have, took a chance and say, you know what, age doesn't matter because eventually you're going to get older anyway, and took a chance on it, maybe she'd still be alive. I can't go back and change it, but I surely can fucking learn from it. And it's terrifying. That's why when I look at that Mackenzie girl, I kind of think about that. It's like, if I could help someone. I could definitely help them, and I would want to. Oh, it's so sad to just think about. So sad. But anyway. Yeah, it kills me even now. Like, my eyes are watering right now, and it's disturbing me. So I'm gonna keep on trying, just like anything else. I got my rules and my honor in that, and I'm gonna keep pushing. And hopefully it'll make a difference. I hope. I hope. So yeah. But anywho, I was talking to Mackenzie and that. We talked a little bit about what was going on in that, and she had like a really bad ex, and that and her ex-boyfriend, I guess, was a piece of shit. She has to go to court for whatever the fuck happened, or whatever happened. And hopefully she doesn't, go too far with the depression. That, yeah, it sucks. She says she has a psychiatrist and that, but they're trying to get her on meds. Like, you don't need to take medication because medication does not help you. It doesn't cure you. It makes you, give you the false belief of being better. You can do it on your own, and we all can, unless you're that mentally messed up that you can't. Then do meds. But from my experience, I've been through it all with that stuff, and you can do it. You can push past it. You're just gonna have to make a lot of changes. You have to start admitting that you are wrong and be positive about life. Because if you don't, then you'll struggle for the rest of your life. And no one likes to struggle. Ugh. So what are you guys doing? I'm like talking to myself. Come on out. And not you, Miles. I don't want you to tell me what you're doing. How do you know? Oh. I mean, that stuff was really strong today. Got some amino drinks, and made it too strong. It's really sour. I just almost bit the side of my fucking cheek. Oh, that shit hurt. The chain when you bite the side of your cheek when you're eating food. Oh, it's so painful. Oh, it hurts so much. Oh, it hurts so much. I don't know what to do. Hopefully my camera doesn't explode on me. I don't know. Just go on Xbox and go look at some games. Go see what's going on. Fall Guys. No one cares. Rift Breaker. Everspace. Outsider. Nah, I don't know about that. Shocktober. I don't really play a lot of horror games. I do like horror movies though. All medium. That game could have been made a lot better. Most popular, Halo 2. Are you kidding me, really? A good game. Ark. That shitty Avengers game. Oh, that game is so bad. Destiny 2. Oh, excuse me. Solitary, really? Back for Blood. I kind of actually want to play this game, honestly. Sure, why not? Let's install this. Change it to my D drive. These nuts. God, man, feet are getting so cold. Oh, I got cold feet. Let's go see if there's downloaded or not. Yeah, it's gonna be a while. Look at some pictures. That looks like someone I know. This is literally Left 4 Dead remade. Let's go look at the reviews. Oh my god, 2.9. Oh, let's go look at these ones. I love looking at reviews because they're fucking hilarious. Uninstall antivirus on PC to play. The game won't load past the launch because I have antivirus installed on my computer. Big red flag. Play this game on actual Xbox. What is with Xbox Live PC? It is so bad. There have been so many issues. I try to play Control and like it just crashes so much. Not worth playing until difficult balance update. Easy mode is boring. I can't find lobby. Normal veteran mode is so hard. I lose on most missions. Even with the full team. I have a good computer, good aim. I love these people that explain that they're good. I have a good computer and I have good aim. Okay. Surprisingly, it gets easier when you unlock cards. Really? Well, there you go. Look at this guy. I have never had problems with FPS before. Because you have to play it to get stronger. Very unbalanced difficulties completely related on cards and skills. Single player beware. Single player has no achievements. Okay, no one cares. Bots are dull and useless. Unsuccessful long waits trying to matchmake my high my high difficult runs with randoms. Yay! Is that it? I thought there was more. There's more! Can't launch game. Literally just won't download. Game does not work. Server disconnection error when trying to play. Failed to load on Xbox Game Pass PC. Couldn't play, doesn't work on PC Pass. Can't. Okay. You can rate a game when you don't play it. So if you can't download it, how the hell are you rating it? You can't say it doesn't. Just because the game doesn't download doesn't mean the game's bad. So get a bunch of 1-star reviews is it's so stupid. Great gameplay, then he gives it a 1-star. Ha! What an asshole, Christopher. This game won't even launch no matter what I try. Every other Game Pass game works fine. Back for Blood is so amazing. You get to image what gameplay you would enjoy in your mind. Oh, that shit's so funny. Game is broken. I love beta, but it crashes every time I try to play it. No, well then play it on the Xbox. I think you can get you can get Game Pass on Xbox. It's part of Xbox, so you can get it on there for free. Unplayable. Once it rated at 0. So glad I didn't buy this game for PC, but it would not launch. Well, yeah, because you're launching it from. If you bought it for PC, it would launch, but you're getting it from the Game Pass. It's different. These people are stupid. Okay, that's enough. Oh man, I gotta go pee hella bad. Oh my god, I gotta go pee. Oh my god, I scrolled too far down. Go up. Okay. Let me down. Okay, we're back. I got piss hella bad. Oh my god. Gotta go pee, gotta go pee, gotta go pee. Oh man, pee. Oh, okay, I'm back. Oh, I had to go pee all day. Oh, what is this? Who's calling me now? Missed call. Oh, no, call me. Oh man. I might be getting off. Actually, I'm getting tired. So actually, I'm gonna get off anyway. I don't know if anyone's even on here. Ain't got no one watching me now. Well, have a good morning. I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna go probably watch Lucifer and eat or something. I don't know yet. Well, you guys have a good one.